Alright, so we're going to discuss Garvey Maceo now. Garvey Maceo. And I mean, pulling off, should I say, one of the most historical Dacosta Cup win. That certainly will go down in history as one of the most historic Dacosta Cup moment in our final. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Really appreciate it, people. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button again. Now I mean, alright, so we're gonna touch on the Dacosta Cup. Now, most of you all know I'm a Dacosta Cup person, but me no show no bias unless it's Charlie Mount, unless a Charlie Mount or Arsenal. That's where my bias lie. That's where my bias lies. But I have to say that this Dacosta Cup season has been one of the most unpredictable, just as similar to the Manning Cup. Very unpredictable. Garvey Maceo winning the Dacosta Cup goes to show you how unpredictable the Dacosta Cup is this season. Nonetheless, this is one of the seasons where we see some of the big dogs, the big dogs, end up have to go and play Ben Francis. And the so-called teams, non-traditional teams, would have fly past and gone on to the finals. And I do believe, as I said, luck is also a big part of it. You need that extra bit of luck in every aspect of football. Now, let's get back to Garvey Maceo. Now, the first match that I saw, as in me got a game for Garvey Maceo, I was very fortunate to go and see the first game that was the first game where I think was it the first Glenmuir defeat? It was the first or second Glenmuir defeat of the season. But we know Glenmuir did lose the game there. That was the game. Glenmuir only lost 2 games the entire season. Only 2 games the entire season. And that's, well, they lose 3 games, my bad. 3 games they lose the entire season. And out of those 2 games they lose, one team defeated them twice. And that team is, yes, ding, Garvey Maceo. So, obviously, this specific season, Garvey Maceo has the Glenmuir ticket. They do have the Glenmuir ticket. How did that happen? Let's talk about it. Alright, so at the beginning of the season, Glenmuir was a season favorite for basically everybody. Except the general, or should I say, the general die-hearted supporters of their respective teams. So you know the CC fans are going to have CC as the favorites, the Cornwall fans will have Cornwall as the favorites. Whosoever those die-hearted persons who never think about nothing else more than their team. They know the avid supporter who on the outside watcher would have Glenmuir. The Manning Cup, the general supporters who no follow the Dacosta Cup will have, or who don't have ties in the Dacosta Cup will have Glenmuir. So the average supporters and persons who don't have any Dacosta Cup ties will say Glenmuir. Only other teams who are supporting their respective teams will say their respective teams. For example, the Ochi, the McGrath, the Garvey, the Clarendon, the Cornwall, the States. They will respect that. And you have to respect that because that's support. That's what football is about. That's what make you love football so much. So Glenmuir is the undoubtedly favorites, about 90% when support. Even when we do it on the podcast, so we do it top 10. Everybody has Glenmuir at the top. Everyone has Glenmuir at the top, almost. So, as I said, I was fortunate enough to go and watch the first game with one of the defeats that Glenmuir had through the season. And I can tell you that categorically that defeat had a lot to do with the coach. The Garvey Maceo coach, Lester Hibbert. Now, the Garvey Maceo team is a very emotional team. What do I mean by that? they feed off the energy of the coach. So like every 10 seconds they look on the coach. You want to see what the coach I say, what the coach I do. When they look on the sideline and you see coach run, go down this, like a corner kicking, run, go down there and kick. Run, go by the next side and he kick off a goal too. So every action that is taking place on the pitch, the GARVEY Maceo players, the GARVEY Maceo coach is involved, and the players are feeding off his energy. And I see on that specific day I saw the reason why GARVEY was actually doing so well. They have this never say die type of attitude, and they were playing really well. They would actually play some football, and I think what's his name, Roshan, the midfielder. Number which number and where? For 8. I think he got man of the match. Roshan Smith or Clark. I don't remember my last name, but he's the central midfielder. Very, very good central midfielder. Basically, outman Busquets on the day. That's sense. Outman him, just one. Outman him on the day. And he got man of the match. He was really, really good. I think they won the game 2-1. I don't know the one goal scored by who for Glenmuir. None other than Kirky. But as the season goes by, Glenmuir, GARVEY Maceo consistently hit the groove, and them hit one really, really good bit of form and also consistent where that is concerned. Then now the semi-final draw happened. GARVEY Maceo versus Glenmuir, and many persons will say, you know what, this is it for GARVEY. Even myself included would have said this is it for GARVEY. We just couldn't see them beating Glenmuir again, twice in one season. We just couldn't see that. At the other side of the draw was McGrath versus Olaba, versus Ocherus, my apologies. As I said, most persons undoubtedly said that Glenmuir would win the game. You know, more than likely the GARVEY supporters and maybe persons who don't want Glenmuir to do well would say GARVEY would win. But that game was a really, really good game. Right through the game, GARVEY was within it, clutching moments, this, that, right, and the game was so close. Game ended and went into penalty. And chumps up, GARVEY goalkeeper chumped up big that one, and he was really, really confident, and they won the semi-finals. And the only team standing their way, was the next team from the other side, which was McGrath with the defeated Ocherus. Not emphatic fashion. But the final came upon them, and it was GARVEY versus McGrath. And I have to say, seeing football, you have to be strategic. I'm not saying sometimes things happen deliberately, but sometimes things just naturally happen. GARVEY Maceo received 3 yellow cards. 3 in the first half. And those three yellow cards contributed to the win GARVEY get. Because the game ended 1-0 at first half in favor of McGrath. And McGrath was defending extremely good, rigid, and catch up on the counter, they go at it. But those 3 yellow cards was, I believe, was off the back of a tackle on Devon Smith, which is Messi. I understand sometimes they say, do what? Get the best player of that team out. When they get out the best player, I'm not saying that was the instructions, are not saying it was deliberate, but that was what happened. That was what happened, and they got Messi out of the game. And I do believe, if I'm being honest, I think I can be wrong, because, well, this is now speaking from hindsight. I can be wrong, but I would say that if Messi was on the pitch the same way, just maybe McGrath would have won the trophy. But it was just a good moment for GARVEY Maceo when Messi was unable to continue that game. And GARVEY Maceo knocking on the McGrath door, down to the 90, it was 7 minutes at a time. So I'm going to say 96 seconds of the game. 96 minutes, 56 seconds of the game, GARVEY Maceo found the equalizer. Basically, the last kick of the game, they found the equalizer. And that was soul crushing to the McGrath support base, McGrath players, the McGrath school, everybody who was there cheering on McGrath. It was tough, really, really tough. And you could see that they then just break down. And he went to penalties. And remember, Garvey Maceo, goalkeeper, from the previous penalty, his performance, he would have remembered that performance and, you know what, I'm going to bring it here. And Garvey Maceo, goalkeeper, brought that same performance in the penalty shootout and assist them to win that penalty shootout. And I have to say, it was huge. Garvey Maceo was crazy. It's when all the goal score, equalizer score, you also people just run, place like, tear the place, couldn't believe. People start taking off shirt. People say, yo, I can't, yeah. You know what I mean? So, and they get it there, so. And definitely, I know, funny enough, I said in the Oliver Shield final, they were leading way down to the late part of the game. Way down to the late part of the game, so basically, they maybe get a taste of their own, you know, their own medicine. Late equalizer and going to penalty. And just couldn't focus. But I have to say, congratulations to the Cubans. They did really, really well. And defeating Glenmuir twice to win the Dacosta Cup. You have to say that they deserve it. They definitely deserve it. Not saying that McGrath does not and didn't deserve it as well. Of course McGrath deserved it. It's just unfortunate. That's just a part of football. And that goes to show the mentality that the Garvey Maceo team has, players have, so the whole technical staff. And it's huge. It's really, really huge. So the third title. And I have to say congratulations again to the Cubans and to the Cuban family. Pick up on yourself. Well done. Well done. And that was some journey. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. Smash like button, hit the subscribe button. Now I mean, God bless. Out.